Reports have surfaced that Tyson Fury had to pay his former promoter, settled out of court, and the court case legal battle for breach of contract. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It definitely helps the channel when you guys click on that link. You can sign up for ESPN Plus as a standalone app, which has a ton of great docuseries, documentaries, 30 for 30. You got sports programming, kind of on a hiatus right now with boxing and UFC, but they got a backlog of fights. You might be able to catch up with some of those classic fights and whatnot until boxing gets back running and UFC gets back running with live fights. But you can get ESPN Plus as a standalone, or you could get ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps, which might be good for this quarantine and lockdown everybody's on, for $12.99 a month for all three apps. I personally have all three. I've been utilizing some of them. I haven't really been on Hulu, even though I have a Hulu account. But if you'd like to help the channel, that's a great way you can do it. Click on the link in the description found of all of my videos, and let's jump into it. So the Sun, they have this new article that just came out. It says Fury Road. Tyson Fury pays pound 1.5 million pound as world champion settles court case with former promoter Mick Hennessy. It says Tyson Fury has paid out 1.5 pound to settle a court case with his former promoter. The WBC heavyweight king 31 agreed to pay Mick Hennessy after he claimed a breach of contract. Right? So this is an old school picture of the two together. And it says Fury made his debut on a Hennessy card in 2008, I'm sorry, and fought under his promotional banner when he won against Vladimir Klitschko in 2015. But the Gypsy King then spent 2 years out of the ring as he struggled with mental health issues. I don't know why they're not mentioning his drug issues, because people keep using I guess it's a ploy so you feel sorry. This is a UK media. So they keep saying mental health issues. He failed a drug test, in case you were wondering, for cocaine. And I don't know why that's not referenced here. When he returned in June 2018, he did so under promoter Frank Warren. The Brit has since fought Deontay Wilder twice, drawing the first bout before winning the second last month in Vegas. He is now worth 70 million pound and due to fight American Wilder for a third time before a potential 400 million pound blockbuster fight against Joshua in 2021. Hennessy brought legal action after alleging Fury had broken the terms of their original agreement. But just days before the case was due to come to court, the pair agreed to settle their differences. A source said, quote, both Tyson Fury and Mick thought they were in the right. Mick brought legal action and Tyson decided it was easier to settle rather than go through a long drawn out legal battle. Both are happy and now able to move on. In 2015, Mick Hennessy was complimentary about Fury, saying, Tyson Fury was a high-profile fighter who stuck with me through really tough times. He showed that what he is made of, which is unique, it was loyalty. But in his book, Behind the Mask, Fury said he no longer spoke to Hennessy, admitting, quote, it's very sad. And last year, Hennessy said Fury leaving his stable was hurtful, to say the least. So that looks like the latest regarding Tyson Fury. Glad they reached a settlement. The thing that's crazy with Boargate, Farmergate, you got these situations, Glovegate, and it just to me, I see all of these situations. It looks like Tyson Fury does some bad business. Like, the farmer's claiming he's owed 25,000 pound. You have Nick Asbury, who did an interview, and he was saying that he noticed and left abruptly camp and was forced to be homeless because there were like cooked gloves. The gloves were like tampered with. Padding had been removed or redistributed to create more friction and, more bone on skin contact. So he said he's seen that and he was like, man, this is BS. I'm out. And he was in training camp for him. And then he was complaining if you listen to the Young Pharaoh interview, he was saying, where's my money? You guys never pay me for the time that I did spend there, which you still owe me for. Now, he has this comeback story, rise from the ashes or whatever. And at the end of the day, he did coke and failed coke. He failed a drug test, a second one. The first one was for an anabolic steroid, which he claimed wild boar meat. Then the farmer just recently came out from Lancashire and he said it's untrue. He said he falsified documents, committed perjury, lied under oath, and basically got Tyson Fury out of the hot seat and forced a settlement so UCAD didn't pursue it any further. And now he's saying it wasn't true. So it's like one thing after another, So you have your former promoter, like Biggie said, yeah, it's like Puff say, more money, more problems. More money, more problems. Tyson Fury makes ex-promoter Hennessy 1.5 million pounds. So this is closer to probably, I'll look it up for you guys to get the actual, let me get the actual $2. Okay, so pound, if it's 1 million, so it's like 1.7 million. It's 1.7 and some change. So the guy got almost 2 million because of breach of contract. Tyson Fury, Hennessy lawsuit. You see? So it just looks like bad business. Tyson Fury, Mick Hennessy could end up in court. They decided to settle before long because you have to understand when you go to court, it's a legal battle and, you have to get a retainer and a lawyer and someone represents you, show up in court, so sometimes people rather settle. But the thing is, would you rather settle if you didn't really breach of contract? That's my question. So to me, it sounds like Tyson Fury knew he was somewhat in the wrong with being with him for the most of his career or whatever, including the Klitschko fight, and then coming back from this suspension / ban from failing a drug test and relinquishing your belt. And I don't know if Tyson Fury felt because he retired and spent some time that just means he's hit the reset button and he's out of Dodge and he's out of his contract, because not all contracts work like that, where you could just retire for 2-3 years because you failed a drug test, and then that means you can come back. Even like the great Roy Jones Jr., he has a situation where he's not allowed to do commentary because of a non-compete clause that was in his HBO boxing contract. So even though HBO's been out of the boxing business for probably a couple of years or a year or two or whatever it's been, Roy Jones can't get a commentary gig with PBC or something until that non-compete clause expires. A similar thing happened to Richard Schaefer. Richard Schaefer was with Golden Boy, and there was basically that same type of clause where even though Richard Schaefer left Golden Boy, he couldn't just start up Ringstar Promotions and reset, say, hey, I'm not working with Golden Boy, let's get it cracking and start signing fighters. He had to sit on the shelf based on legal terms. So it just depends on what's in the contract, but it doesn't work like that where you just hit the reset button. But my thing is this: how come Tyson Fury keeps having issues? Pig farmers coming up, sparring partners, and you can't just say it's because of money, because Canelo, he makes more money than most of these fighters. He got this, they said the highest richest sports contract in all of sports based on what he's doing, And I don't see all this drama with Canelo in this regard about, people saying, oh, I gave him some clenbuterol, steak excuses and written documents and cleared and covered his ass. It's just weird, just covered for him. Tyson Fury faced a legal fight with former promoter after missed out on the heavyweight's lucrative return to boxing. So it's weird that Tyson Fury, you were with him and then you just came back and you're with Frank Warren, So for this fight with Klitschko, he was with Mick Hennessy, And then he achieved, greatness and beat the legendary Klitschko, took his belts, and then failed a drug test. And you guys got to remember, I remember this timepiece. Tyson Fury, Klitschko, too fat. He was at the press conference and he didn't even look. He said, "Look at me, you lost to a fat man." He was in poor shape, and look, they were scheduled to fight. And this is the look, Mick Hennessy was there. You see? So Fury was clearly not focused or whatever, and then we later find out he was doing drugs. He wasn't in shape. We were hearing a lot of discord. I don't know who was training. I think Peter Fury was training him at the time, and we were hearing that there were problems, and then they kept pushing the fight back. They pushed it back once or two times or whatever, and they were saying that Fury was tripping. He was saying he had an injury, but then we were hearing through the grapevine, I forgot if it was Peter Fury or John Fury. Somebody was saying, "Oh, Tyson's not focused, he's not ready, and he's tripping," and look at his shape. This was the shape he was in. So it's real weird that Tyson just is a weird, peculiar individual to me. What he does, you beat Klitschko, then you're scheduled to rematch him, and all of a sudden you turn up for the press conference and you're in poor shape and it don't even look like you training. And then you're with this dude, your promoter that got you to these points, Mick Hennessy, and then after this turmoil or whatever, failing drug tests and being on the sideline, all of a sudden you come back and you ditch him, you ditch Hennessy and you did sign with Frank Warren. So to me, that's really weird. It's really weird behavior from Tyson Fury. And the issue just got settled, and he was willing to pay 1.5 million pound for breach of contract. So to me, that shows he had to be, in my opinion, guilty. Because if you knew he had you would probably fight it, because how much would you have to pay a lawyer to fight something if you knew you were covered? If you knew in your heart that you were covered and you didn't breach a contract and someone's trying to sue you, are you going to really cough up almost $2 million despite how much money you made with Wilder or whatever amounts of money Fury has made? Would you cough up $2 million just to give it to your former promoter, who I just showed you he just admitted he doesn't speak to anymore, just to avoid court proceedings, especially during the coronavirus when there's not even boxing? We don't even know where your next fight is going to be. So you actually have a little bit more time to potentially get ready for a court case and things like that. To me, in this situation, it seems almost like an admission of guilt. He knew that he could stand to lose more money. So he just cashed out. He's been making some money with ESPN and the Wilder fights and pay-per-view. So he was aware and ready, and he just settled out of court and came up with this. And the dude, I don't know what Mick Hennessy finances are like, but the dude, that was good enough for him, and then that's it. But it's just weird, why I don't think it was ever explained why he came back and he didn't want to work with Mick Hennessy. And Mick Hennessy seems like he was caught with his pants down, and caught. He was unexpectedly surprised that Fury came back and he had a new deal with Frank Warren. So I don't know. It just, Fury, more and more stuff that comes out about him, it makes it harder and harder for me to look at Tyson Fury as trustworthy. With the glove gate, the boar gate, farmer gate, sparring partner testimony, the way he was fighting with the Wilder fight, illegal shots, and stepped on the toe. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think of this news. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.